Okay, so this is like an off topic, but still kind of relevant because I've been gone long enough for it to be a little bit of a gap noticeable towards the people that are subscribed to me, even though I obviously don't have many. I mentioned it in a little bit later on in the clip, but I am sick. Well, I was sick right after I made the vlog where I went to the Christ Kindle market and, did like some Christmassy things in the city. Literally the week following that, like right before like Christmas Day, and even after Christmas, like the 4 or 5 days that I kind of like luckily got off right before the new year, I was sick the entire time, like dead sick, dead tired, and just completely exhausted and burned out for weeks following that. And even now I'm still kind of dealing with the repercussions of whatever illness I caught earlier this year, because like I don't know if it was the flu or a cold, but I know it's something like that was impactful enough to make me like dead tired and exhausted and just be out of it for as long as I've been. And with me saying that, I've been gone obviously for like over a month or two and kind of lost my momentum with being consistent on YouTube by at least, getting a video out once a week. But that's on me, but it's also just me being realistic. Like I was just too sick and too burnt out from working as many hours as I was for me to even consider getting back and doing my momentum. But it's new year, new me. I'm saying that ironically, but also like very seriously. It's a new year. I want to get into the grind of getting the things that I want to get done, saying the things that I want to say, doing this platform seriously, and like taking my social media very, very seriously, because I like watching videos enough to the point where I feel inspired to make my own little versions of whatever video I feel like making. And I think that I have something to contribute to this platform, and I think I am fairly doing a decent job at staying fairly consistent when I am doing it back to back. In me saying that, I also am being very realistic about the fact that like I do work full time. I do also have a recent ADHD diagnosis that I, again, just very, very recently found out that I for sure do have it. I also just have life, and realistically, and also just something I'm being aware of is that when you have a lot on your plate, it can get overwhelming, and sometimes you have to put things on the back burner, and that's essentially what I did for the past like week or two. And it's nobody else's, it's like really not like a issue, but it is just like a little mini venting sesh. That is basically where I've been for these last couple of weeks, and you're gonna see me at least once a week. I'm not gonna give you a specific day because it's just whenever I have off at this point. I hope you enjoy Yap Sesh. It is going to be a fairly consistent, it's going to be a fairly consistent thing that you see out of like all of the videos I generally do. I hope you enjoy the video, and I will see you guys next week, because this weekend I'm going to be doing my hoodlum activities. So TTYL, see you later. Hi, hello, welcome back to my channel, and today's video is gonna be a continuation, episode 2, if you will, on a series on my channel that I will be starting called Yap Sesh. The last Yap Sesh that I did, I talked about 25 things I learned before I turned 25. If you would like to go see it, it's gonna be somewhere suggested to you in this video. But today's video is kind of like a flip side. The intentions I have with Yap Sesh is basically like an advice, talking about topical things that I'm thinking about, maybe talking about a trending topic every once in a while, / me just ranting and raving about life, because I feel like it is normal for girls and women and just everybody that I know to humankind to just yap, and I'm one of those people. Okay, so that's why I'm making this series. That's why I'm having this intention and doing this with my channel. Yeah, that's basically like the basis of what I want Yap Sesh to be. We're gonna move on to what today's topic is gonna be. I'm gonna link the video that I'm talking about in the description. I love listening to her video essays when I'm at work, or like when I'm on my way home from work, or just like, when I'm doing my day-to-day tasks. I listen to Stephanie Sue and Mina, and there was this girl called Fab Socialism who sadly is no longer on YouTube, but I used to listen to her a lot of the time too. I listened to Khadijah, and just people like that. People that have video essay-esque style things that I just listen to as I do other things. It's just like a natural thing. And then like I'll learn something while I'm doing these other things, because I have ADHD. Like, I've been officially clinically diagnosed, so I learned that sometimes my brain needs two things to focus on so I can get a task done. And it's just the way that I operate. On Mina Lee's recent video, she is talking about how her style went from maximalist to minimalist and more basic, and how having a basic capsule wardrobe and having, like, you know, simple things in your closet to just grab on a day-to-day basis and having more of a uniform for your appearance kind of helps you a little bit more and is a lot more freeing. It's a lot easier for her to not have to constantly overthink about what she's going to wear, because it's just not required anymore, because she has more of a simpler wardrobe and appearance. Like, she doesn't do the 1950s hair roller hair anymore. She doesn't do the super thin eyebrows, and, you know, she doesn't do the maximalist 1920s art deco, like, vintagey style, though it isn't incorporated in some things in her closet and when she wants to dress up and do things. It's just easier on a day-to-day basis to not have an obscene closet. Well, obscene isn't the word I'm looking for. Expansive closet makes it harder for you to choose on a day-to-day basis. And here's the thing: freedom of choice and free will and everything along those lines, it's a beautiful thing. Love it down. However, I'm a lazy girl. My aesthetic is literally like day to day. I'm generally not going and stepping on Yuho's necks. Like, I could day in, day out. I don't like putting on makeup every day. I don't like wearing anything beyond sweatpants, jeans, or leggings on a day-to-day basis. I like wearing baggy clothes and like looser fitting things, and that's on a day-to-day basis. All right, now, me personally, I want to build a better closet. I do have a lot of cute clothes. I have a lot of cute pants. I have a lot of cute pieces in my closet that I just don't wear on a day-to-day basis, and I hate it. Like, I hate that I have a sense of style and I have a style I want to execute, but I absolutely don't even attempt to do it. She was basically saying that it makes things a lot harder when you have too much or too many options. Outside of like times when it's necessary for formal wear, or times where you kind of have to go up and spruce it up a little bit, like when I'm in my house, what do I look like wearing a corset? What do I look like going and putting on a full face of makeup? Even when I'm gonna go do a quick errand or like going to my Pilates class, like, what do I look like going out of my way to just overdo it? Outside of like wearing what's required, why would I do that to myself? You know? And I'm not saying that to like take a dig at anybody that does do that. It's just my personal everyday experience in life has led me to just be like, yeah, screw that. I'm not getting paid to look like this. Nobody's paying me. I'm paying for it. So maybe I just need to like chill out a little bit, you know? And that's kind of like where she's at as well. She's obviously not ditching the vintage thing, because like that's her shtick, but she's also like taking a step back and viewing fashion and her growth in her style and changing in a different lens. And it's appreciated, because not only have I just been thinking about doing this for myself, but I have been having this conversation one-on-one in my own head about like, okay, I have like, even now, I have like piles of clothes that are just clothes I have, but I don't wear everything in that pile, and I don't like having that abundance, because then I have to sift through the pile and see, okay, what is this one thing I want to wear for this one moment in the day? And that's cool for when you have the occasion to wear, you know, whatever, and you need parts of your closet, but like, I don't do that on a regular basis. I'm not going out and having brunch with the girls and going to events. Like, I'm not that type of person. So my closet doesn't reflect that. Again, I also do have pieces that I've had since I was in 8th grade. So, you know, things I just have to get rid of. In me watching her video, I was kind of having this own self-reflection of like, okay, maybe I need to start gouging out things within my own closet. My closet, my clothes, and my constant consumption of certain items Like, I will buy things and I will utilize those things, but certain things I don't let go, right? Because, like, if I spend my money on it, I'm like, I am gonna use it, right? But then when I don't use it, I get that certain level of guilt and, like, disgust with myself because I just spent the money on this and now I'm wasting money. What? Like, my mom would be jumping through the screen and choking the hell out of me if she found out that I bought something that was worth whatever amount I spent it on and I didn't get my use of it. And I wasn't like that growing up as a child. It was when I got into my adult job and got my adult money that I started having a consumerism problem. And that's not anybody else's fault. Like, at some point you got to take some level of accountability for what you do to yourself. But I realized that it's a little bit disruptive because I could be spending money, but I could also be saving 10 times more if I just cut out the certain level of spending that I currently have. It's not even on clothes per se. It's just like, you know, overabundance of certain things that I just don't need, right? It's not necessary. On the topic of overconsumption, I've been doing research. I've been reading things and looking into things and following people who have been talking about the damage that's been done to our planet by the hands of fast fashion and, you know, some of the agriculture that we're having with gases and stuff that's emitted in factories and stuff like that. There's just so much that goes into it, right? And I think about how destructive we're being to our planet by doing these things and buying these things and constantly needing to acquire these things. And don't get me wrong, like, I have some fast fashion pieces in my closet. I've bought fast fashion. I'm not gonna sit there and say like I'm some type of saint that's never once done it in my life. No, I do it because it was affordable and all this other stuff, but that's besides the point. I don't want to keep contributing to that problem. I don't want to buy things that are mostly polyester anymore. Because I'm also finding out, like, they're price gouging the hell out of everything now because we're in an inflation period, because that's just the way that things go. But the quality of everything has gone down because we've allowed it to. And it's a constant need to get whatever anybody's selling you that's making it harder for you to inevitably come to a conclusion within yourself. I know that's like, that goes and branches out into so many other things, but specifically when it comes to fashion, we have a constant speed run through so many different trends, micro trends, just everything that has to do with like aesthetics and visuals and trying to follow what's trending at the moment has led to a huge spike in the problem around consumerism and overconsumption and overall what we're doing to our planet right now. And it's so jarring and scary how it's like, okay, so you had the mob wife aesthetic, and you had the clean girl aesthetic, and you did the cottagecore aesthetic, and you did the office siren aesthetic. Like, when are you going to inevitably come to a conclusion on what you are going to wear on a day-to-day basis and what you generally feel comfortable and sexy in on your own? Because here's the thing. I have no problem with trends. I have no problem with, like, picking out certain things within trends that just work for you and you feel comfortable and you really like, right? But it becomes a problem when you're constantly like wiping out your closet, adding stuff in, wiping out your closet, adding stuff in. The stuff that you're constantly throwing out is, one, not of a good quality in the first place, but two, just the way in which we're constantly like spending the money on things. Like, we gotta get into the habit of saving. I'm saying this to myself, FYI. We gotta get into the habit of saving. I want to make it my goal to have a certain amount of money in my savings account by the end of the year. And at the rate things are going, it's possible. If I really, really put my mind to it, it's possible. I'm just me at times. Sometimes I'm a little bit too much into my own head, and I just throw away what I say in the moment, and it bites me in the butt every time. Anyways, that being said, adding on to the fact that, like, you know, throwing things in, putting the, yeah. So I am going to be gutting my closet. And I know what you're saying. Girl, didn't you just say that, like, you're constantly swiping through? Look, I have a lot of stuff in my closet. Stuff that I don't wear in my closet. But I also have a lot of stuff that I wear in rotation in my closet. The problem isn't the damn closet. The problem isn't the amount of stuff that I have. The problem is the fact that I have this abundance, but I only use a few things out of that abundance. So what's the rest of it for anyways? What do I need it for? Outside of like sentimental items and items that like I've had since I was a child, what purpose do they serve me anymore? Like Marie Kondo was like, girl, well, you got those things at the times that you did and it served a purpose when it had it, but now it's time to let things go and let somebody else love it, okay? And that's what I'm on right now. My closet is too big, too expansive. Outside of like my work clothes, I don't really have any workout clothes, so I'm trying to like up on that. I had business casual or like dressier clothes, but I don't work in an office anymore, so I kind of gutted that out, but I need to up on that. I have a couple pairs of jeans that I wear, but I want a little bit more variety because I only wear one style, you know? And I want to up on that. I want to get better shirts, better clothes. Like, I want to put things in my closet that no matter what, I'm always going to go back to. Because I currently have things that, like, I just have them, but I never go back to them. And I don't keep reusing them. And it's one thing if it's like a formal wear thing, because like obviously that's time and place and occasion. I'm talking like day in, day out. Like, why do I have so many pairs of leggings that are like bright and colorful that I never like them. I don't even know I have them. They're just there. And yeah, I don't want that anymore. I just don't want an abundance like how I have, because it doesn't work for my brain like that. It actually makes things a little bit more difficult for me to make a choice, you know? Yeah, that's kind of like where I'm at right now. That's kind of what I want currently in my closet and in my consumption of fashion at the moment. It's just like I have too much and it's too big of a variety that I just want to narrow it down, focus on what I like, what I'm comfortable in, what makes me feel confident, and then just gutting things out. With the new things that I am adding into my closet, because so far I've only bought 3 new pieces, FYI, don't ever be above a clearance section or a sale or anything revolving around like luxury goods or like higher quality goods, because at the end of the day, like realistically, you get more bang for your buck when you get things on a sale. Okay, I got some stuff from Skims by Kim Kardashian from her sale section, and I mess with that stuff heavy because her underwear is comfortable. Savage Fenty, sale section, comfortable. Y'all just gotta get on following sales, go with what you can afford, and stop thinking of like, oh, this is like a good brand and this is high quality, I have to pay sale price for that. It's like, girl, wait till it gets on clearance or till there's a sale. Like, you don't need to spend that much money. The things that I am choosing to invest into and that I want to get, they're of a higher quality, they are a little bit more expensive, and if for some reason I find something that I do like and it's not on sale and I do have to pay the retail price, I'm just gonna have to suck it up and just do things in micro increments, you know, because I don't need to constantly buy, gouge, and throw things away 24/7. I just feel like I blow through money way easier that way. I don't want things from Shein. I don't want things from Macari. I don't want things from, you know, those brands that do a lot of fast fashion, because one, they allegedly have lead in them, and I don't know about you, but I'm just thinking from a healthcare worker perspective. Everything that you put on your skin does go into your body at some capacity, and the thought of me sweating with a lead t-shirt on me, knowing that that sweat will inevitably go back into my skin and absorb it, and the lead had water go through it that was my water from my body, yeah, just the conclusions and loops and bounds, I don't want to go through that. So there's just certain brands I would not be buying from. The brands that I do like and I am aware of and I have been following and like keeping track of for years, I didn't realize how much stuff was made out of polyester from them. But the sale price is like $50, $60. And I'm like, outside of like athleisure, right? Outside of like, you know, wearing fitness stuff, why is a pair of jeans like 97% polyester? And like 2% denim, but you want me to spend $150 on your jeans? Please be serious. Like, what are you talking about? It made me realize that I am starting to value quality over quantity. Because like I said, I have an abundance in my closet and I have an abundance to grab from, right? But it's just too much. It's way too much. And so like, obviously I'm gonna have my closet. It's not gonna be as big and as expansive as it currently is because I don't essentially need that at the end of the day. It's just not something that's a necessity for me anymore. You know, I'm not a teenage girl. I don't have to be like 1,000,001 things in my closet and I have nothing to wear. No, like I am learning to be a little bit more satisfied with just having a few things that I like, I could throw on, do a universal whatever, and I'm good. Because we don't have to go do too much, okay? I want a smaller amount of clothing in my day-to-day. You know, I just want a smaller amount in general because one, I feel overwhelmed with the amount that I have now, but two, I don't like some of the old stuff I used to wear, you know? I don't like how a lot of the stuff that I have is polyester. I don't like how a lot of the stuff that I have rips. It's a poorer quality than what I would prefer to have, you know? I'm okay with spending a certain amount of money on an item if I know I'm not going to be getting rid of that item and I'm going to be keeping it down the line. Like I'm going to be keeping this and using it years to come. And that's not a bad thing. I think that's actually a very good thing to go about. And that being said, I've been doing my research on sustainable brands and I've been doing my research into some thrift stores and some spots that I want to hit when I inevitably do start, you know, swiping things through and getting rid of some things while also simultaneously putting new things in my collection. And what I'm finding out is that you get a lot more of a variety with vintage items secondhand versus, you know, obviously if you're buying from a retailer. But there's not a lot of retailers that are actually sustainable. With the exceptions of the ones that I'm aware of, like Everlane and Reformation, and a couple of other ones that I can't think of off the top of my head, but those are the main two. Everlane and Reformation, those are two of some of my favorite brands. There's not a lot of sustainable, like actually good for the planet type of brands, and it kind of makes me a little bit sad, but at the same time, I'm like, I'm gonna have to push past my own biases and really just think about what my moral compass is and stick to it no matter how difficult or how many leaps and bounds I gotta go through to like avoid skirting them, because I feel like not a lot of people stand on business no more and I'm not doing that to myself or my moral compass. I've sacrificed it enough in my lifetime. I think I need to just stick by my thing when I'm saying I'm gonna have to spend that extra little change if it means I'm not gonna be a part of the contributing reason as to why the planet is screwed, right? We need to start healing things, we need to start working on things, or things are never gonna get good. And I just feel that on more of a many levels than just a fashion level and just, you know, whatever. But genuinely, like, I don't want to contribute to the problem of over-consuming and destroying the planet anymore. I genuinely want good quality clothes, a good closet, and smaller amount of items. I don't want an abundance anymore. It just doesn't make me as happy as it once did. Unless it's like formal wear, I just didn't. Another thing that I kind of want to touch on before I end this video and see you later. Women's clothing is kind of annoying. It's kind of dog shite, to be honest. Generally, we have things made that, like, why do women have non-functional pockets in jeans? That right there makes me another level of livid, because they will stitch the fucking pocket. You'll stitch the pocket, but you won't open the stitch for the pocket. Why do you do that? That's not even just like my one gripe though. The pockets, and then we also have like women's t-shirts are made to be super, super, super tight and form-fitting, right? But my thing is, I have sensory issues, okay? I don't like when stuff touches my armpits, okay? I don't like things going and rubbing up under my armpits. It makes me really uncomfortable. I get hot, I get irritated, pit stains, not fun, hate it. The fact that we accept that, I'm gonna tell you right now, from here on out, if you're one of those people that sits there and buys a pair of jeans that they don't allow you to have your front pockets with, you're a part of the problem. Because we allowed that to be the standard. And I'm not allowing it anymore. So you better get it together. Because I'm not doing that no more. All of my pants have functional pockets, babes. You need to get on that. You really need to get, because I'm on that. I'm on dirt. I'm so sick of it. I hate it. It's like a common trope with women's clothing in general. I hate it. It's actually like asinine as to how that was even allowed or why that's a standard. Whoever put that in there, your mom's a hoe. All right. That's about all I have to say for today's video. Thank you for coming to Yap Sesh. Hope you liked the video. Give me a like, comment, and subscribe. And I will see you next week because, you know, you're going to be seeing me every single week, you know, minus the last couple of weeks because I was sick. But I'll see you next week. Bye.